Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. Glad you're here today. Remember these little papers that I made? I was inspired by Catherine Rains, or Cat Rains art on Instagram to make these. I saw her doing gold with blue. Well, she has what's called the Collage Quick Start. And because I was feeling daring, I went and I signed up. It was a free 5-day collage play, just to get your hands wet if you're not sure about collage. So it's a 5-day course, it's free. And now I have copious amounts of blue pattern papers. Let me pan back and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So I've got these, all pretty cool, very cool papers. And this pile, this luscious pile, threw a little bit of green in there too. All of these piles, you got out stencils, you did different values, so darks, mediums, and lights of one color family. So that's kind of how that worked. And I also have these, got out stencils. The stencils ones turned out pretty fun. And you just did a lot of different mark making and just pulling from different supplies you have in your place, in your house, or wherever you're working in your craft room. This was a cool technique. It was the glue resist, this right here. And I also had my little jelly plate out too, because I was using it as a palette. So I went and did some jelly printing as well. One of the days was, ooh, the crinkly love. One of the days was doing texture. So I got out texture paste, and I actually ended up using a joint compound because my texture paste was getting old and it wasn't showing up very well. But this is the what was it called? Everything's a mess right now. This spackling compound. That's what I ended up using for the bright ones, because this, my texture paste, I had to water it down and it turned out kind of blah. So I'm glad that my husband had that. It was an unopened can and I was pretty happy about that. But look at these beautiful things. Beautiful stencils, and it's so much fun. So all of these things together. Numbers are fun. So, and then the final lesson is to, let me set these aside. So let me tell you what the lessons are. First is a supply treasure hunt. So you got to go and you got to find all of the supplies that you like. And then set those aside. All the supplies. So whatever paints you want to use, what color palette you want to use. And then what texture making things you need. Some of the things you don't need until the 3rd day. And day 2 is creating collage papers with 2 colors. And so I chose the 2 blues. I chose cameras. Admiral Blue and Caribbean are the 2 colors that I chose. And then the 3rd day was creating collage papers with tissues. And so that's, yeah, so I did a bunch of that. And that also was with the texture paste. And then using your collage papers was lesson 5, day 5, using them actually to make grids. And so that's the step I'm at right now. And so she timed herself an hour to make the grids. And that's where I'm at right now. So her first step with the grid making was to have the papers that you like, put all the papers around you, and pull out the ones that you like the best. So something in the dark value, some in the medium value, some in the light value, tissue paper. She also wanted to have some letters in there as well, but limit yourself so you're not overwhelmed. And I have to say overwhelm was a big deal for me, because all of a sudden I've got hundreds of papers, or up to 100. I've got a lot of papers that are all blue now. Lots of blue. And blue is not necessarily my favorite color, but I guess if I have an ocean theme anything, I'm all set. Anyway, so I'm going to do some collaging with my grids today. I have a page here, and this is just a Strathmore, is it? I don't even know. It's from the Duck Store, actually, in Oregon. Made in the USA, acid-free. It's just a sketch pad, kind of handbook paper. It's mixed media. It's low quality, okay? I think I got this free, or at the Goodwill or something. I don't even know what I paid for it. Any tickets? Nope. I don't even know. So I've got this page and another page on the other side. But I'm going to just choose a few of my papers. I'll show you the ones that I have chosen. This one, this tissue, these circles, this kind of thing with the glue resist. So I have a contrasting color besides the blue. I liked this that I ended up making with my jelly plate, and just some texture and a paint wash and some marks on a darker value paper. I've got so many pages that I have them laid out next to me and that I can pull from them if I want, but I'm going to try to limit myself to this group of pages for the six grids. They're just Post-it size grids on this page. So I'm going to set all these other pages aside so I'm not too distracted. And another thing that I love about painting too is the wipe off pages that you get. I love this. I love the tissues and the papers. And here's something else. This was a napkin or tissue paper from like wrapping tissue paper. I just love how that looks. I love the texture and everything else. So this might end up being used as well. I don't know. But and then even the paper plates that I used for palettes. I love the colors on these. So I've got multiples. So for today, let's see. How is this? I feel like I'm crooked. I guess that's good enough. Okay, so I have Collage Podge that I'm going to use for adhesive. I have a brush. I have this little ashtray. That's going to be my glue thing. I also have Mod Podge, so I don't know. I kind of want to use this one up. I wish they had dates on this. I don't know which one's older. But I know that takes forever. Mod Podge takes forever to dry. Collage Podge, not so much. Okay, I'm going to roll up my sleeves and put on gloves because I don't want to get all full of glue. And I'm going to probably put on some music as I'm doing this. I don't know how long this is going to take. So I'm just going to start. Here we go. This is a stretch for me. Do some different kind of a shape.
I was hiding, I was so hard to find. And I said, oh, baby, come on down. You said, oh, darling, I like that sound. See you standing on that photograph just before the simple morning pass. I'm just here to say it's alright to feel alone sometimes. See you standing like a wildflower, rising from the concrete in rush hour. I'm just here to say it's alright to feel alone sometimes. Desert palm trees blowing in the breeze, in the fast lane, going where we please. And I said, sweet sunshine, fall on me. And you said, holy moly, darling, let's go get that dream. See you standing on that photograph just before the simple morning pass. I'm just here to say it's alright to feel alone sometimes. See you standing like a wildflower, rising from the concrete in rush hour. I'm just here to say it's alright to feel alone sometimes. And I said, oh, baby, come on down. And I said, oh, baby.
Okay, so layer 1 is done. That part is done, but seriously hardly made a dent in my paper, of course. I mean, if you made bigger grids, maybe a 4x4, that would, or cut the paper in half. You could make much larger collages, but that's step 1 to doing this. The second step that she has is to add the texture paste papers that you like. So I have some texture paste on blue, the light blue. Actually, I want to add these two at some point. I like this. That would be fun addition. I have I'm spilling everything. I kind of like this, but I don't have a lot of any one thing is part of the problem. I could put a flower on 4 or 3 of them, maybe. I just don't have a lot of any one on that to make it make it go on all 6 of the grids. Could tear this up into 6 pieces, and that would work on all 4 of them. That would be kind of a fun thing. It's not tissue though. It's pretty heavy. This is tissue though. I could do this, but it's not texture paste. So I'm trying to keep to her guidelines. Could I make these 2 things be in 6? Or I could do 3 and 3. Yeah, let me cut a few of these out. I think I want to do the flowers, just to soften up all of the abstract. Is that crinkly noise bothering you, or do you like it? But I kind of want to use this as well. Throw some gold in. Maybe I'll layer these. Maybe I'll put a little flower on each gold piece. I could do something to that effect. Did you see my big snake coming out of my Collage Podge? That was so disgusting. Blech, a glue snake. Let me do that. Let me cut these all up into their own little section. I could probably do 6 with this. Gold and then texture paste. So yeah, that first part took me about 20 minutes. This part took me about 20 minutes. And that's ripping and gluing and trying to assemble, figure out how I want it to look. What's fun about this paper too, it's going to disappear behind with the glue, which is going to kind of be out in front. So there's a flower. And what did I want to do? Let's try some of this. Let me try to rip it into 6 little pieces. Can I do that? A little bit on each. And it's just a tiny bit on each. But that's too uniform, isn't it? Having a flower on each. Well, that looks pretty cool, I have to say. It turned out pretty cool, although I'm not... I've got a lot more to learn about collage, and this is a lot of what her suggestions are. So I thought it was fun. I spent hours doing the painting part. It was a lot of fun painting. All the while I'm doing it though, I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna have so many pieces of blue paper when I'm done with this. And that part got to me a little bit, but otherwise it's pretty, it's fun. I like all the different things that you can do with this. So that's all I'm going to show for this video on this. I've got, again, tons and tons of papers, and I might do another 6 grids and see what those end up looking like. But for this video, I'm going to be done. Just wanted to show you what I'm up to. So I took a chance. And I signed up for this. And this was going to be an experience that was a little out of my comfort zone. So you got to do that every now and then. You have to stretch the creative juices. You got to get out of your box. This is definitely out of my box. I'm putting myself back in a box. But anyway, I tried it, and I'm going to work on it some more and see if I can find some intrinsic value in this. So that's what we do. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for coming along and checking out what I'm doing in my craft room. And it is a big mess. I've got papers over there. I've got glue over here. I've got paint over there. I've got stuff behind me, my brushes, and I got to clean up. Oh man, cleaning out the stencils was a big pain in the butt, but I sure had fun playing with them at the time. Anyway, I'm going to be done. Take care. And as always, God bless. Bye-bye. Okay, so here are my 12 grids. Let me do the orientation of them. I did them this way. This was the first one, which I filmed. And then this is the second one that I did not film. So yeah, the second one came together faster just because I knew kind of what the process was and what I kind of wanted to do. And I dated it up in the corner just because I, want to remember when I did this. And it was fun. Again, lots to choose from, a lot of options. And I see how the paper, is kind of wrinkling up on me a little bit. So it must be the paper. But as far as the grids are concerned, they turned out fine. But they're bowing a little because it's cheap paper. So, but the complaint of having a lot of papers, I sorted them, and this is what I came up with. I've got texture papers in this folder. So these are all the ones that are texture-y. This is the glue resist, and it's all paste. These are all the texture papers, and I put blue and white on there. And then this is my painted papers, and I included the plate, the painting paper plate that I used as a palette, paint palette. I included those in there. But these are all the painted papers, and yeah, they're gorgeous. Most of them are really beautiful, and I can see myself using them. And I'm not sure, I don't know if I like this one, but it'd be a good side thing. This is actually a texture one too, but I left it in here because it didn't really turn out. I think it was the paper and the glue it almost makes the glue look gold, but it's just a wash. I don't like this one, but I think it could be fun as something else. This is jelly plate, partial jelly plate. Yeah. Okay, so I've got all the values in here, all of them. And then some little pieces. So that's all the painted in a file. And then these are the tissue for collage, and these are the blues. This was just a drop rub off from my brayer from the jelly plate, and these are cool. Light changing. Tissue paper, tissue paper, tissue paper, tracing paper, baby wipe, tissue with stencils and mark making. So all of these, this stencil is fun to clean. Whoa. Anyway, so what I've done, this is just a plastic fork. That's a fun effect. I do like that. And this is just swirling with the brush. So in an effort to not overwhelm myself, I separated, sorted. I could even sort them down further to values in the papers, but yeah, this is for my blue period. Anyway, so this gives me less of a pile to work from. It doesn't make me feel overwhelmed. So that makes me happy, because I was just thinking, I've got so many blue papers, and I still do, but I think I could make more of these. Be fun. I could do an entire glue book of blue things with a focal point. That would be kind of a thing. And if you can think of any ideas on that, that would be kind of cool too. Let me know what you would do with 101 pieces of blue. Yeah, so there we go. That's the fun that I had the last couple of days. And I hope you're finding your intrinsic value, whatever that looks like. We will talk to you next time. And as always, God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.